My girlfriend's mom pulled me aside at Christmas and said, "I hope you know she's just using you until someone better comes along. You're not her type?" I just smiled and thanked her for the honesty, but Carol had no idea what she'd just done. See, I'd been suspicious for months. Natalie always had her phone face down, took calls in the other room, and kept talking about this work friend, Jared, who drove a Tesla. After Carol's little chat, I started paying attention. Natalie had been going to girls' nights every Friday, but her friend Heather accidentally mentioned they hadn't hung out in weeks. The final piece came when I checked our shared Netflix account. Someone had been watching shows at Jared's address while I was working late shifts. I'd been paying Natalie's rent, car payment, and groceries for 2 years, about $30,000 total, while she got back on her feet. New Year's Eve, Natalie went to Jared's party, said I wouldn't fit in with his crowd. While she was gone, I moved fast, called her landlord, canceled my rent payments, contacted the car dealership, removed myself from her loan, even canceled the credit card I'd added her to. But here's the kicker. I also called Jared's wife. Turns out Mr. Tesla was married with kids. His wife had no idea about Natalie. Here's where it gets interesting. Jared's wife, Angela, was furious, but not just at her husband. She was angry at Natalie for being part of the deception. Angela had a plan. She wanted to expose Natalie publicly, and she asked for my help. We coordinated everything. Angela would confront Jared at his office on January 2nd, making sure all his co-workers knew what he'd been doing. Meanwhile, I prepared Natalie's financial reckoning. I documented every payment I'd made over 2 years. Rent, utilities, car payments, insurance, groceries, date nights, weekend trips, even her gym membership. The total was actually closer to $35,000. I also discovered Natalie had been telling Jared I was just her roommate who helped with bills. She'd been spinning different stories to different people. To her family, I was her devoted boyfriend. To Jared, I was a convenient financial arrangement. To her friends, I was transitional until she found someone better. Natalie came home at 3 a.m. to find eviction notices, repossession warnings, and a detailed breakdown of every dollar I'd spent on her. The note read, "Your mom was right. You're not my type either. Good luck with Jared. His wife says hi. P.S. I've calculated exactly what you owe me. Legal papers are coming." But the real masterpiece happened the next morning. Natalie woke up to discover Jared had blocked her on everything. His wife had shown up at his office with printouts of all their text messages. Jared's boss, who was very family-oriented, wasn't happy about the drama. Jared got suspended pending a review of his conduct. Natalie called me crying, begging me to help her figure out the rent situation. She offered to pay me back gradually. I told her she had 30 days to find new arrangements, and yes, I would be pursuing repayment through legal channels. The best part? Carol called me screaming, saying I'd ruined her daughter's life. I calmly explained that I'd simply stopped enabling Natalie's deception. "You told me she was using me until someone better came along. I decided to stop being used." But she has nowhere to go," Carol wailed. "Maybe she should have thought about that before treating relationships like ATM machines." 3 weeks later, Natalie moved back in with Carol. Apparently, Jared's wife made sure everyone in their social circle knew exactly what had happened. Natalie's trying to rebuild, but it's hard when everyone knows you as the girl who was juggling multiple guys for money. The funniest part? Carol now tells people I'm a vindictive person who destroyed her daughter over a misunderstanding. I just smile and say, "Your daughter's actions destroyed herself. I just stopped paying for the show." Last I heard, Natalie's working 2 jobs to cover her own expenses for the first time in years. And me? I'm dating someone who actually appreciates honesty and pays her own bills. Carol's advice was the best thing that ever happened to me.